continue a pattern. The European champions have gone on to become the world champions at each of the last 3 editions of this tournament. That's a good start for them in continuing that trend. Good defense from the captain, Tirozzi. She's going to have the attack hit as well. First point on the board for the reigning champs comes from Tijana Bošković, who else? Just 19 years of age. She has become their star scorer. Part of the Serbian team to win silver at the Rio Olympics. The serve is long, so Casalmaggiore back ahead. An error from Jordan Larson and a shake of the head from the American. She won silver in London at the Olympics and bronze in Rio this summer. What a serve that is. Power and precision from the baseline from Samantha Fabrice, leading scorer for Casalmaggiore. The top scorer in the Italian league for the last 3 years now. From the near side, Tijana Bošković. The respective leading scorers for both teams doing some damage early on. Tijana Bošković with a couple of points for Eczacibasi VitrA already. That was right back to the corner. It did just touch the line. It was mightily close. Casalmaggiore lead 4-2 in the first set of this best-of-5 final. That's down the line as well, and they get it. Tatiana Koshileva, member of the Russian national team for nearly a decade. She's won a world championship with her country, 2 European championships, twice voted MVP. Fantastic serve from Bošković as well. There's the block at the net, but it deflects out of bounds. A point for Lucia Bassetti. Player who has played some club volleyball in Turkey, winning the title with one of Eczacibasi VitrA's rivals, Fenerbahce. And that was close as well, just flew wide of the mark. It's been a tight and tense opening 9 points. So much power from Fabrice. She showed why she's their leading scorer in the early parts of the final. The 24-year-old Croatian international knocking over the opposition's top scorer. Good angle on that spike from Jordan Larson. She was the MVP of this tournament last year. She's actually won the competition on 2 occasions. Won the European Champions League with the Russian side Dynamo Kazan in 2014 and then repeated the trick with her current club in 2015. That touched the line. Carly Lloyd allowed it to drop, thinking it was heading out. It's an error from another one of the Americans on display in this final. Another bronze medalist from the Olympics. Oh, great save. There goes Fabrice. Adjusted the shot at the net, was having to stretch for it. And they were never really in control of that rally, Casalmaggiore. Eczacibasi VitrA take the lead in the final. Good adjustment to the net from Ognjenovic, captain of the Serbian national team. Ognjenovic was there to save as well in the backcourt. And gets back to the net to help out with the touch. Now she sets it. Here comes Bošković, stopped this time by Lloyd. Great direction from the backcourt by Tirozzi. Every point in the first set of this final being fiercely contested, as you would expect. Seven. They haven't been able to split them over the first 14 points. A few instructions from Coach Caprara to his leading scorer. Bošković, delicate touch this time. There's the block. And they get the bounce in their favour. Ognjenovic and Tajzer both there. They shut down the Italians' captain. Look for top of the block, great recovery in the backcourt. They'll keep it going. Somehow reached by Koshuleva. They keep it going off the net this time as well. And finally, Casalmaggiore able to get the point and tie level at 8. They gradually wore Eczacibasi VitrA down. Good leap and adjustment by Bošković, finding the gap in the defense. She has started like a house on fire. There's Ognjenovic, presented with a relatively even opportunity at the net. She was there first, right over the top. So Jordan Larson fell just short. Fabrice too long with that one. So Eczacibasi VitrA up by 2, 11-9. It's an error from Samantha Fabrice. Tajzer on serve. They won't recover that one. And there's a poor touch by Lucia Bassetti. So two of Casalmaggiore's star players with errors on the last 2 points. And Eczacibasi VitrA have a 3-point lead, the largest lead of the final so far. That serves one from Tajzer. a significant error because they were just starting to build momentum. Eczacibasi VitrA. Another one though from the captain of all people now for Casalmaggiore, Valentina Di Rossi. Maybe a few nerves starting to show from the Italians in their first appearance in the gold medal match. Bošković as well. Errors strewn all over the place now in this first set around the midway point. Both sides' top scorers have fired serves either long or into the net. Now it's Stevanović's turn. It's the other number 15, but that's the final say, Tatiana Koshileva. The 27-year-old Russian. Playing a club volleyball outside of Russia for the first time ever at the age of 27. Won silver in this competition last year with Krasnodar, losing to her new club in the final. She doesn't want to settle for silver again this time around. Big block. Ognieniewicz there with Adams at the net. The last touch was Ognieniewicz, who's been a captain of the Serbian national team in winning a whole heap of medals. Gold at the 2011 European Championships, silver at last year's World Cup. The point has gone Eczacibasi VitrA's way. Despite a few protests from Casalmaggiore, it's a 5-point lead now in the first set of the final, and that's going to force the first time out.
Quando invece cala la tensione, proviamo a accompagnarla di più,
He'll be a little bit disappointed, Coach Giovanni Caprara, and the position his team find themselves in now, down by 5 after a strong start. Eczacibasi VitrA, the reigning champions, though, on a roll. To receive the serve as well. Anastasia Guerra not able to deal with it. The number 12 who's come in. 6-point Eczacibasi VitrA lead. That time she does deal with it. To Fabrice, oh what a save. They can't keep it up though. Bošković, who was the top scorer, who got down really sprightly to reach it on the deck. Here comes the number 5, Singa Sevnama-Kos, Turkish wing spiker, joined the club at the start of the season. Well, there's no stopping the Turks at the moment. They lead by 6, 18-12, and 7 points to go in this first set. It is first to 25 if you're new to this sport. And watching for the first time, what a time to pick to watch the two best club teams in the world going toe-to-toe. That's a really good hit from Guerra, who only celebrated her 20th birthday last week. Off the top of the block and away beyond the baseline. She's nicknamed the Bomber by fans because of her powerful serves. She's too long with that one though. She was serving superbly yesterday. Maybe because of her relatively tender age. She's feeling the nerves in the final. Good hit, big hit from Gibmayer, the USA middle blocker, gold medalist with her country at last year's World Grand Prix. Got a good deflection, able to find her way around the block, and Eczacibasi VitrA aren't giving up this lead right now. Casalmaggiore can't continue to trade points at this stage, they need to go on a run. So much power from Tirozzi, and it was probably going long. It's an error from Larson, and she knows it. This was going beyond the baseline, I'm sure it was. How badly Casalmaggiore needed that point. They need a few more now. Samantha Fabrice on serve. Right down the centre. Right down the throat of the defence from Taisa, the Brazilian. The trade of points continues, but that's no good for Casalmaggiore right now. Eczacibasi VitrA 4 points away from taking the first set. It's a cross court and wide, and there was no touch along the way. It looks inevitable now that the reigning champions are going to take the first set of the final. It is going to be challenged here. The first video challenge of the final. It comes at a pivotal time. They're saying there was a net fault. Coaches have to pick what they're challenging for. Caprara saying a net fault. There was no fault. You can see quite clearly no touch of the net on that picture. Challenge perhaps more in hope than expectancy. Off the back of that, the timeout call. They're going to try and slow the momentum of Eczacibasi VitrA Istanbul, who lead by 7 in the first set of the final.
Vediamo sempre la palla, va bene questa diagonale, però entra subito immediatamente, ok? E se vedi che la palla balla anche con i pallonettini, va bene? Ragazzi, dai, raga! Possiamo fare molto meglio.
It's been a fantastic week of volleyball, the top 8 club sides in the world contesting the places on the podium, and the fans here have had a fantastic time despite their local team Manila not able to win any of their 5 matches. That point goes the way of the defending champions again, so they're just 2 points away from taking the first set. It looks like Casalmaggiore, the defending and reigning European champions, are going to have to come from behind in the final. Well, they certainly are. There's 9 set points for the Turks. And this has been a really complete performance by them so far in the first set. Tirozzi, who surely just delays the inevitable. It's going to be a challenge for this one as well. Whether the ball was in or out, it looked like it could have gone wide of the line to me. And if it was, that will be the end of this set. Stefano Barbolini challenging. Just catches the line. The score stands as it was, 24-16. He wanted the first set over and done with. With a really powerful serve. It would have been debatable whether it was going long or not, but the defense had to deal with it and didn't, to be quite frank. Back-to-back points for Casalmaggiore. They need another 7. Tremendous save. How can they build off that? Casalmaggiore will reload and reset and score again. VitrA is having a good performance, having recovered from those initial errors. They have saved 3 set points, and they look like they believe they can do this, but they still need 6. And that serve is wide. And that will surely do it. They've called the ball out, so once again, Eczacibasi VitrA in a position where they're looking at a challenge to see if they've won the set. Casalmaggiore players thought that that was in. Just catching the line. Again, was that more in hope? No, it wasn't. It was because they saw it and touched the line. We go on. Well, this has been an unbelievable run. They've saved 4 set points, but there's still another 5 to go. Surely it's mission impossible.
Attention, maybe now she served this ball short, okay? Attention only with the mind for this short ball, okay? Right, again, this one.
The coach discussing the service tactics of the Italians. There you see a number of the teams that have competed through this tournament watching on from the stands now as fans to see who takes the gold medal. Surely this is too little too late for Casalmaggiore. Tirozzi, the captain, remains on serve, doing her very best to try and keep them in this first set. But that's the final blow. They clung on and they clung on, but they were always going to fall short. Tatiana Koshileva hands the first set of the 2016 final to the 2015 champions. It was only a matter of time. Casalmaggiore left themselves too much to do. So the first set of the final ends with the defending champions ahead in the time of 23 minutes, 25-19 to Eczacibasi VitrA Istanbul of Turkey over the Italians Pomi Casalmaggiore. When we come back in a few moments' time, it's going to be a set that Casalmaggiore will feel surely they have to win. They don't want to be coming from 2 sets down to try and win 3 in a row against the defending champions. Dominant performance by Eczacibasi VitrA Istanbul in that first set, building themselves a 9-point lead, 9 set points to try and win it. Casalmaggiore able to fight back with plenty of spirit and save 4 of them, but couldn't stop the 5th. Errors very much even, just 2 blocks in the set, both of them for Eczacibasi VitrA, who are very good in that department. A few more attacks from the defending champions and 1 more ace as well. Leading scorer for the winning team so far is the number 15, Tatiana Koshileva, who scored the final point. Boskovic, we see there, scored 4. And Tizer 4 as well, as did Ognjenovic, the number 18. Valentina Tirozzi, the captain for Casalmaggiore, also scored 6. 2 impressive scoring performances in the first set from Tirozzi for Casalmaggiore and Koshileva for Eczacibasi VitrA. First point of the second set goes the way of Casalmaggiore. That's what they needed to try and get back in business. It's deflected too far out of bounds for Boskovic to be able to recover. Casalmaggiore with the first 2 points of a set that they will feel they need to win. Make it the first 3 points. Stevanovic, they burst out of the gates at the start of this second set, looking to fight back in the final. And they've continued a bit of momentum they had at the end of the first set when they clawed back 4 set points. A big block as well, their first of the final. The combination of Stevanovic and Fabrice, they've scored the first 4 points of the second set. They've scored 8 of the last 9 points, stretching back into the last set. And coach Barbolini, not happy with that at all, calls timeout. We saw his team dominant for most of that first set. And then conceding 4 of the last 5 points, finally getting the one to win it after they created all of those set point opportunities. And now he's seen his team, Massimo Barbolini, concede the first 4 points of the second set. So it's Casalmaggiore, the Italians, who trail by a set to 0, who have the wind in their sails right now. Almost another block for them. Here goes Boskovic. There is another block on this side. They can't kill it though. Off the fingertips of the block that time. Recovered in the backcourt. Set to the near side to Fabrice, and the leading scorer makes it a 5-star start to the second set. Over the head set from Carly Lloyd. Samantha Fabrice taking off. This is some run. 9 of the last 10 points. Off the top of the block, Guerra has to be turned over now by Lloyd. They do keep the rally going. And that's an error from Eczacibasi VitrA. They have lost their way after that incredible start. This is even more incredible, the start we're seeing to the second set. Casalmaggiore take the first 6 points, and the reigning world champions can't buy a point at the moment. The reigning European champions have found their feet in the final. And that's wide. with no touch. 7-0 for Casalmaggiore. This is the best start to any set that I've seen at this tournament. Another timeout.
Now everything is easy. They arrive. But we have to attack as before, okay? Attention, Tika, they side 1-6. If you want to attack long, or short Diago, but long in 5, okay? Now we receive this ball between, and we receive immediately, okay? Right, we go.
He's very calm and composed, Coach Barbolini. He's been at the top level for a long time. He knows that this is far from the end of the world for his team. Just has to stay calm and getting the message across about what they need to do to try and turn this around, but there's some disappointed looks on the faces of those wearing black and orange at the moment. Finally, they stop the rock. Maja Ognjenovic with the big hit. It ends a 6-0 run at the start of the second set. Fabri saved in the backcourt now. An extra spring in the step of the defending champions, perhaps. They'll come again, though, Casalmaggiore, and this time they find the corner through Tirozzi, who is putting in a fine performance in the final. The 32-year-old Italian, the club captain, is stepping up in the big game. Fabrice, did it find the line? Oh, it was close. It was ever so close. From Samantha Fabrice. She's wondering. It had plenty of power and maybe just sacrificed a little bit of the precision. Quick flick from Lloyd. Defense able to read it. Lloyd sets this time. Stevanovic unleashed. Brilliant stop from Larson and off the side of the block. Eczacibasi VitrA's point. They feel they can come back. Having conceded the first 6 points of the set, it's 2-2, or 3-2 in fact rather, over the last 5 points. Stevanovic. Or Koshileva rather, past Stevanovic. Now there's a little bit of concern on the face of Samantha Fabrice. 4 of the last 6 points for the defending champions. That one back for Casalmaggiore with another clever piece of net play from Carly Lloyd. But it was too long from Bošković, who was dominant at the start of the first set. Hasn't really been an influence on the second. Serving to the net. Hands Eczacibasi VitrA a point. They still trail by 5. Lloyd sets, Guerra stopped on the far side. Jewel, it's going to go in Casalmaggiore favour. Quicker to the ball above the net. Lloyd is very clever in those positions, very quick. The California-born setter. the corner once more from Koshileva. The top scorer for the Turks in the first set, starting to do some damage here in the second. Lloyd set again, well denied emphatically. Adams and Dogmjanovic able to get the stop. Both got in a good position. Adams it was who stepped across from centre, and I think she got the telling touch. Off the top of the block, recovered though in the backcourt. Lloyd will set, Guerra again, back to the corner. And the point is Casalmaggiores. There was a buzzer on the end of the play. Well, they're saying now it's going to go the other way. Bit of confusion about this last point here in the second set of the final. At the moment, it's a 12-7 Casalmaggiore lead. And they have asked for a challenge. Now Jordan Larson, last year's MVP, has gone across to speak to the official. They cancel the challenge, and it goes in favour of the Italians. So it is a 12-7 lead for the European champions. Koshileva, the leading scorer so far for Eczacibasi VitrA, takes rest on the bench for now. Carly Lloyd on serve, voted best setter in the final four of her club's Champions League triumph. She was also voted MVP by the American Volleyball Coaches Association at the Rio Olympics. There's a bit of confusion and maybe a few technical problems to sort out before we can get this next point underway. Carly Lloyd still waiting at the baseline to serve. Casalmaggiore won't want this to hold their momentum, although Eczacibasi VitrA have been able to come back a little bit after that really poor start to this second set, having taken the first. And the team to profit from the delay is the reigning champions. They're back within 4. And they have served with Rachel Adams. Powerful too. Too hot to handle for Immacolata Siresi. Stopped by Adams brilliantly. Well, attack again from the far side. The block is there. The point is Eczacibasi VitrA's. They really had Casalmaggiore on the ropes after that quick offense down the centre. They have reduced a sizable Italian lead down to just 2.
Non dimenticarti che c'hai Oljenovic in prima linea, quindi qualsiasi cosa succede,
if you see Rachel sometimes jump, don't wait. If the ball is jump directly, okay? Because it's difficult to defend this ball, okay? But now we think about this rotation, okay? With Guerra, we wait, and after you go, okay? But wait line, and after with the left, okay? Remember the ball before.
Support for both of these world-class clubs at the Mall of Asia Arena in Manila. At the moment, I imagine the Eczacibasi VitrA fans will be a little happier. Despite being behind in the second set, their team have taken the first and they've started to pick up a bit of momentum now, looking to complete this comeback. That must have got a touch on the way, it did. The point is Casalmaggiore's, and they'll just keep Eczacibasi at bay for now. VitrA, who failed with the serve before. It is her speciality back at the baseline, and that was right towards the other baseline. And she's too long again. So it's usually such a weapon for Casalmaggiore, her serve. Although in the final, it has cost them a couple of points so far. They get one back to re-establish their three-point lead. Off the side of the blocker, Tizer. Really delicate and well-measured prod down the line from Samantha Fabrice. She went for precision rather than power, and it paid dividends. Again, Fabrice, this time power. Different tactics, same outcome. Samantha Fabrice showing the array of her attacking talent. Powered between the block before the middle block could get across to help on the outside. Stevanovic over the top. Chance to attack now for Bošković. Hasn't been scoring with the same consistency in the second set as she did in the first, but that's a vital point for her team. A long set on the far side of the court for Mogljenovic. Stevanovic rather went for power. It was blocked, and her teammates were unable to recover. It's a three-point set now. Giovanni Caprara, the head coach for the Italians, will be a little nervy. Oh, that power from Samantha Fabrice, unstoppable. For Kuzubasoglu, the player voted best libero 6 times in the Turkish league. Even she couldn't stop it. The serve, though, is into the net, so they can't build off that. With Samantha Fabrice having earned that serve, didn't make the most of it. It's a 3-point lead again for Casalmaggiore. Now it's Tizer, the Brazilian blocker at the baseline. Good serve as well. They've struggled to recover it, but they have just about got it over. The attack from the far side from Bošković. And to Matronic. Eczacibasi VitrA are back within 2 again. They're making their push at a significant time as we approach the final stretch of this second set. Casalmaggiore will feel they cannot let this one slip. And speaking of letting things slip, Rachel Adams let that one slip out of her grasp. Casalmaggiore finally looking a little bit more optimistic. 7 points to go for them. They get themselves a bit more breathing room. The serve is long though, and that will pile the pressure right back on. There have been quite a few service errors. More so, I'm sure, from the Italians. And perhaps you could put that down to nerves. And the error as well from Bošković. That was only halfway up the net. Here comes Eli Ozdemir, number 11 for Eczacibasi. Stevanovic, the Serbian, is next to serve. That's a better one. Set to the near side and the big block. Two Americans combining to get the job done for Casalmaggiore. They've hit the 20-point mark with a 4-point lead. Lloyd, I think, who got the final touch. Right back into the corner. Koshi-Lever right back into contention. Go Eczacibasi. 20-17 the lead. No room for error on serve. And there is an error. I said that Casalmaggiore had probably had more of them, or maybe not now. Koshi-Lever, who just won the previous point with a really well-measured effort, wasn't able to measure the serve effectively. Touch by Adams, kept alive, right off the deck. Adams again, blocked this time down the centre. Casalmaggiore are closing in. They lead by 5 and they're just 3 points away from taking the second set and levelling the final at 1-1. Adams down with authority and deflected into the fans on the far side. Even still, Eczacibasi VitrA are going to have to outscore Casalmaggiore by double for the remainder of this set if they want to take a 2-0 lead. The attack from Fabrice gets them within 2. Samantha Fabrice has had a really good, solid performance here in the final so far, showing just why she's been their top scorer through the course of this competition. Now Guerra to take the serve, the specialist who's had a couple of errors. That was heading to the back corner. There she is again, Fabrice. A Fabrice thunderbolt that brings them 6 set points. To the side of the blocker, Jordan Larson. First set point saved. Remember, at the end of the first set, Casalmaggiore saved 4 set points before eventually succumbing. Eczacibasi VitrA are looking to produce something similar to put the pressure on the Italians. That was some serve. They've got to help it over now. The Turks can reset. Stopped on the deck, tipped over. They'll have a chance to spike it again here. Once again, it's the American Jordan Larson. And she makes no mistake. They've saved the first 2 set points. They need to save another 4 though. The serve caught the net. They've struggled to get it back over, but the rally continues. Bošković had to help it over. That was a poor touch to her. Can they take advantage? Yes, they can. Through the captain. Valentina Tirozzi seals the second set for Casalmaggiore. Having lost the first 25-19, they win the second 25-20. We are neck and neck again in the gold medal match at the Club World Championship. It's been a superb performance from Tirozzi so far. She gets her team level. So 1-1 in terms of sets here in Manila. 25-20, that second set in favour of the Italians in 24 minutes, just a minute longer than the first set, won by the Turks, 25-19. We expected it to be a very close final, and it is proving that way. The pivotal third set is to come when we return in just a few moments' time. The Mall of Asia Arena in the Philippine capital, Manila. And we're witnessing a very entertaining final to the World Championships so far. 1-1 in terms of sets, 2 pretty even sets as well in terms of the scoring. 25-19 to the Turks, the first one, 25-20 to the Italians, the second one. As we see the breakdown of that last set, 4 big blocks for Casalmaggiore in the second set. They didn't have a single one in the first set, and 3 more attacks as well. Errors even, and plenty of errors there were on serve in that last set. It is best of 5 sets. If you're new to this sport and new to this broadcast, first to 25 in each of the first 4 sets. If we need a 5th set, that one is first to 15.
Here we go, clap your hands. We are back on board, all together. Let's get loud.
Ivana Stevanovic, a couple of points so far. We just saw on screen. The leading scorer, though, for her team is now Samantha Fabrice with 10 points. Really came to the fore in helping her team win that second set, the number 13. And we'll look to continue that into the third. Leading scorer for Eczacibasi VitrA is Tatiana Koshileva, who is still the leading scorer in the game with 11. Jordan Larson to take the first serve of the third set. That's 2 points so far. Oh, the block is right back onto the baseline. Big deflection, but it went straight towards the back of the court. You can say it's a fortunate break, the ricochet for Eczacibasi VitrA, but the hands were well angled to make sure it travelled that direction. There's another block. This time the rally continues. Fabrice towards the back of the court, saved by Larson. Bošković, oh, so much power down the line, and Lloyd can't get there. They did well even to get to one of those balls, let alone the second one. Bošković, away from the blockers down the line, and somehow dropping down to her knees. Ciresi was able to touch it. She gets to that one too. And the block is well angled again. They have made a flying start to the third set, just as Casalmaggiore did in the second. The block from Taisa Daher Palesi, two-time Olympic gold medalist with Brazil. Touched by Bošković off the block. She's stretched to get there. And the reigning champ's on a roll. And it's a roll that's going to force a timeout called by coach Caprara for the Italians.
Possiamo sbagliare, ci mancherebbe altro, ma sbagliamo perché colpiamo lo spettatore là in fondo. La prima palla. E la seconda palla, che c'è il muro a 1, andiamo di prepotenza. Non siamo. Se la palla balla, vale, se abbiamo un problema di tempo, andiamo con i pallonetti. Ok? Perché altrimenti c'è un contrattacco.
Tutto si arriva, dai.
Tiana Bošković has started this set well, having only scored 2 points in the whole of the last set. That's really helped her team to this start. This time goes to the other side, it's off the block again. This time from Stevanovic. Koshileva's hit. The Casalmaggiore blocker unable to deal with it. Rotzi, who's been so key for her team today, able to get them their first point of this third set and stop the bleeding because they conceded the first 5. That's a thunderous hit from Taisa, a Brazilian bullet. Olympic gold medalist in 2008 and 2012, a 5-time World Grand Prix winner with her country as well. They want to fold, I think. Eczacibasi VitrA. That's what they're saying to the official on the near side. Just the second point of this third set for Casalmaggiore. Let's have a look. Look at the near side now. You can see that Bošković was convinced, and so was the coach. Massimo Barbolini not happy at all. Still protesting his team's case. They still lead by 4 points, 6-2. You need each and every point you can get in this position, though. In the gold medal match, you can't take a lead for granted. Great serve from Fabrice. Touch back and in by Koshileva. She's come up with a couple of big points for her team in this set. Leading scorer so far for the reigning champions. Just directed it over the top of Stevanovic, who didn't jump to try and block. Now that's a shocker of a serve from Bošković. You don't often see that, complete miscue. We talked about 1 or 2 signs to suggest there's some nerves already. That's another. Adams. space in the backcourt. Set nicely by Ognjenovic. Ognjenovic voted best setter at 3 European Championships and in last year's European Champions League for a club. Guerra off the top of the block, helped into the air. Bošković has to hustle. Over it goes at the last attempt. Casalmaggiore can set, Guerra to hit it. Again, off the top of the block. And Koshileva had to try and reach it on the baseline, but couldn't. She's playing a much bigger part today, Anastasia Guerra. Score herself that time, didn't pay off though. She holds up her hand apologetically. She's quite good at catching defenses off guard with that move. I said she was one of the best setters in the world, and that's what she can do. She gets teams worrying about her setting ability and then flicks them over herself. Didn't pay off that time. Up on the far side, lands in. Lloyd and Gibmayer combining and deflected across to the near side and found the court. As Casalmaggiore looked to find a way back into this pivotal set. The serve is long. Eczacibasi's lead still intact by a few points, although Casalmaggiore have made a recovery after their poor start to this set. Adams with a serve straight into the net, and that's been part of the reason why Casalmaggiore have been able to make a recovery. A few service errors from the Turks. Jewel at the net. Fabrice challenging and gets the point, and they get within one. The Pomi push continues for Pomi Casalmaggiore. Big time hit to the back of the court from Bošković. Eczacibasi VitrA just keeping their opponents at bay for now. So much pressure on these players. This is the biggest club game in the world in women's volleyball. That was a bit of a miss hit. Bošković again, off the top of the block, too high for the backcourt defense. Back-to-back points for Bošković. Eczacibasi VitrA back ahead by 3. Just holding off the challenge of Casalmaggiore at the moment. It's mightily close though in the third. A great save from Bošković. Off the block. Rally continues. Guerra down the line. Tremendous work. They flip it over. Not with enough accuracy though. And maybe just on that second touch of the ball on defense, 2 players getting in each other's way. That could have been the telling factor. It was a really diligent effort on defense from Eczacibasi VitrA, but not quite enough. That's the kind of serve that Guerra can produce. Finally got it together from the baseline, the number 12, after a difficult start. Well, the Point has gone to Eczacibasi VitrA, although it looked to be too long. The return after Guerra's serve. I think they were saying, Casalmaggiore, that it was too long. That is the call, that it's too long, but they're saying it's a net fault, Eczacibasi VitrA. It's an anxious wait for both sets of players. I think they've got to within a point, Casalmaggiore, and they have. It was incredibly close. So was the ball to the baseline as well. The point was given initially to Casalmaggiore, so it remains that way after the failed challenge from coach Barbellini. Guerra significantly remains on serve. That was going to just creep in, I think. And that one fails to creep over the net, so Casalmaggiore have completed the comeback to get level at 11, and that's going to force time out for the Turks.
Now we want to close immediately. It's 1-1, 11-11. Okay? And we start but on the other side, we don't have to wait. Every time they attack, she shout in your face. They do this when the ball is out, and we stay, we stay, we stay. Now it's time to fight. Okay, with the tension, it's time to fight. Okay?
Time to fight, the words of coach Barbellini, who led Casalmaggiore to the European Championship, winning the Champions League last season. The two head coaches swapping places at the start of this season. And then on the other bench, Giovanni Caprara is the man who won this World Championship with Eczacibasi VitrA. Quite a subplot to this already intriguing story. Eczacibasi VitrA back in front, 12-11, as we approach the midway point of the midway set. If this is going to be another five-setter. Fabrice, great stop on the deck by the libero, but the follow-up from Koshileva is into the net. 12-12. Koshileva denied by the block, kept alive though. Has to just help it over this time. Avoid the set to the near side. What a block from Bošković. Read it superbly, got it well. Got the arms directed down to force the ball into a downward position and make it difficult. The service too long from Tyser. She's been a consistent scorer, Tyser, for the Turks. 10 points per game in the first two games. Got a rest in game 3, then 12 points in the semi-final. Makes an error that makes it level here. And that's another error from Samantha Fabrice this time. Too long on serve. Fabrice, who led her team with 10 points over the first two sets. Bošković, oh what a serve that is from Bošković. Somehow they keep it alive. Koshileva, they can't get that one though. Two of them going to ground to try and retrieve it. Eczacibasi VitrA back up by 2, 15-13. Over the top of the block, short of the backcourt defense. Bošković with the serve again, reproduces. Again, they're able to keep it going though. This is Adams rising. Good defense again. Touched over by Tirozzi. Koshileva. Fantastic rally. Down by Lloyd. She doesn't score many, Carly Lloyd, the setter. She will have loved that one. It gets her team back within touching distance. They're going to challenge it. Eczacibasi for a net fault. Carly Lloyd was in no doubt. He's in doubt though. The head coach of the Turkish team. No fault, quite clear. His players thought there was a fault and perhaps convinced him to make the challenge. Serve only just made it over. Koshileva. She's been consistent throughout. Tatiana Koshileva, the Russian, really wants to make sure she picks up gold in this competition this year after losing in the final to her current club last year. Guerra off the mark this time. Anastasia Guerra. Really has been heavily involved today, only scored 2 points in the semi-final yesterday. Quick attack this time from Stevanovic. Dealt with by Eczacibasi. That caught the line from Jordan Larson. Jordan Larson, who has the ability to be a big scorer, only had 2 points across the first 2 sets.
More points, okay? Attention now here. If they break 5, okay? It's really quick. We go in, Maya can help, okay? If you can help, if Maya arrives good, tick immediately for tip. And attention from the ball touch by the block. Okay, good. +4. Oh!
The timeout called by coach Giovanni Caprara. There's the PSL F2 logistics team from Manila, the host of this tournament, who finished up in last place earlier on. Calero Zurich, who lost out in the bronze medal match as well, finishing 4th. Koshileva at the line. Eczacibasi by 4. That's wild. Complete miscue from Samantha Fabrice. After that timeout, and Eczacibasi VitrA really have the bit between their teeth in this 3rd set, threatening to go back ahead. Here comes Carmen Marinella Talea, 40-year-old Romanian, who spent her whole career in Italy, winning a couple of league titles. Hardly appeared in the semi-final. Guerra continuing to play long minutes and continuing to have an impact. Even if her serves haven't been quite as effective as we know they can be, she's doing some damage in open play. Ivana Stevanovic on serve now. She produces a good one. They have to scramble to retrieve it. Akos flicking it over. Casalmaggiore should be able to attack now, and that's a clever move from Carly Lloyd. Eczacibasi VitrA trying to get the defense set, ready for the big hit. Lloyd went early with a little flick. Back-to-back points for Casalmaggiore. They're within 3. They need to make their comeback now. Adams. Guerra again. Stopped this time by the libero. Touched over, pushed up by Guerra. And the point goes Casalmaggiore's way. There was a fault at the net. 3 in a row for the European champions. From 5 down, they're back within 2. And really putting the pressure on the reigning world champions. Eczacibasi VitrA calling for fewer mistakes. That's the Rexona Rio players who secured a 5th place finish for their team earlier. All of the players from this tournament watching on in the gold medal match to see who takes top spot, to see who goes top of the world in women's volleyball. Ward with the overhead set, kept alive by the Turks, off the fingertips of the blocker from Jordan Larson. There's 2 points in the first 2 sets. She's become more of a factor here in the third. Last year's MVP, taking a bit of time to get going, but she is leading the way for Eczacibasi in the pivotal thirds and looking to get the reigning champs back ahead. They're 5 points off making it 2-1 in this best-of-5 setter. Well, was there a touch on that? You would expect so, given how far it went beyond the baseline. The hit from Guerra, but the officials say no. It was just wildly off the mark. 4-point Eczacibasi VitrA lead again. 4 points to go. They keep teeing them up with Guerra. She failed with the last one, she makes this one. Oh, what a hit from Jordan Larson. She is taking charge deep in the third. The American deflected back into the net, but they couldn't keep it alive from there. There was nobody close enough to it. They lead back to 4. They only need 3 more. Ognjenovic on serve. Fabrice, big block. Fabrice again over the top of the block this time. They'll be able to set once again to Larson, and once again she scores. It wasn't the most fluid set. She had to take off from an unfavourable position, but she is on fire at the moment, and Eczacibasi is just 2 points away from taking a 2-1 lead. The block deflects Fabrice's effort out of bounds, so it's a point back for Casalmaggiore. Guerra, powerful serve, but they can't take advantage of it. It was a big chance to do so, to get them within 3. Guerra did all she could. Grin is on the face of her teammate, who knows she should have done better. Larson serve. That's long. And that's the end of the set. Plenty of errors from Casalmaggiore towards the end of it. Eczacibasi VitrA Istanbul, the reigning world champions, move within a set of becoming the first ever team to win this tournament twice. And to do it in back-to-back years would be some achievement. They take the third set in this best-of-5 set final. And they take it 25-19 in a time of 22 minutes. There's a look at the set statistics from the third pivotal set as Eczacibasi VitrA lead now 2-1. Errors again even. 3 blocks for Eczacibasi in that set. But look at the attacks, 14-9. And look at the leading scorers. Sees Koshileva still ahead, 16 points from the number 15 for Eczacibasi. And there she is, leading scorer so far in the final. Leading scorer for Casalmaggiore is Samantha Fabrice, but only with 12. And that was having scored at the end of the second set, 10. So just 2 points for her in the third. We start the fourth set with Guerra on serve, and it was a good one too. Great save in that pocket of space. A real battle for the first point of the fourth set. Fabrice unleashing. Recovered though for Eczacibasi. And Bošković scores. Second top scorer for the Turks, now has 12. The first point of potentially the final set goes their way. Back across court by Tirozzi. Not if she has anything to say about it. They will force a fifth set. She fired them back level in the second. Tirozzi looking to do the same in the fourth. Delicate touch over the top by Koshileva, who has put in perhaps the performance of her tournament. And that had too much on it. You can tell from the moment she struck it. Samantha Fabrice, who struggled in the third set. That was a good serve. Koshileva, top scorer in the game, denied by her opposite number, Stevanovic. She likes to go for power, Samantha Fabrice, and that time the precision sacrifice so it found the net. That is the risk if you try and blast them. 3-3 in the fourth. Oh, that was down the line from Tirozzi. Brilliantly angled with the left hand. The blockers were expecting it inside, and she just went straight down the line. Casalmaggiore in this must-win set, lead 4-3. That's a Boskovic blaster. Just missed the line though. Talk about pressure. At the age of 19, as the leading scorer for the reigning world champions. Well reached by Fabrice. Kept alive from Guerra's attack. Down the centre, denied again is Koshileva. The Casalmaggiore blockers are standing tall right now. For the second time in this set, one number 15 denies the other. Ivana Stevanovic left to celebrate.
Okay, hi again. We go, do blast, now very good in block. We say one ball more, okay? And in serving we have to restart to serve a little bit stronger, okay? Hi again. Go away,
Ivana Stevanovic, known as one of the best middle blockers in Europe, has won the battle so far against one of the best wing spikers in Europe in this fourth set, and she needs to, the number 15, because her team need to win it. There she is again. This time it deflects out of bounds though. 6-4 the score. Stevanovic has really come to play in the fourth though. Guerra short, low into the net this time. 1 point set again. Stevanovic and co have to regroup. There goes Stevanovic to the back of the court, able to find the line. She only scored 2 points across the first 3 sets. She's got more than that already here in the fourth. And Casalmaggiore as a team have only scored 7 so far. Lovely touch of the net. The serve reception worked out well for them. The way it hung up there in a good position. And that hanging ball over the net invited a duel as well. It's a duel that's won by Casalmaggiore. No matter what Eczacibasi VitrA do at the moment, they can't seem to get level. They are keeping it in it as tight as it can be though. equaliser. It's a 1-point set again. Fabrice from the other side this time. Kept alive by Larson, and over the top. Lloyd trying to steer it up. Wasn't able to direct it enough. 8-8 in the fourth. Eczacibasi level. Deflected up off the head of Tatiana Koshileva, who'd been denied in this set until that point by Stevanovic. Got a slice of good fortune in getting back on the mark, and helping her team get level, but they can't take the lead. Samantha Fabrice nudges Casalmaggiore back ahead. That's long from Guerra. 9-9. She's saying there to her teammate, it came off my head. They all count. Fabrice went for the delicate touch. Almost backfired. Adams, not quite on the same wavelength as her teammate Ognjenovic. Still, they can't take the lead. As Stevanovic is in. Really good set for her so far. And that was a really good serve. Really made the defense struggle. One number 8 outwitting another. With authority down the line by Koshileva. She might have got lucky with that one off the head, but she's found an extra spring in her step again now. The serve was certainly travelling, but it was travelling wide. Two points. Casalmaggiore lead in the fourth, losing 2 sets to 1. Best of 5, so they need to win this one to force a 5th set, which would be first to 15 points. That was a remarkable serve from Fabrice, but an even better defensive recovery. Koshileva, stopped by Fabrice somehow. Here goes Koshileva again. Fabrice up into the air. It's a battle of the 2 respective leading scorers. And that was short from Tirozzi, who hasn't made too many errors this evening. But that one allows Eczacibasi VitrA back within 1. Guerra, not the best serve reception, recovered by Fabrice, flipped over but out by Lloyd. He made an absolute meal of that. It's 12-12, just about right on the midway point of the 4th set. And we're going to have another timeout. Eczacibasi VitrA have come from behind to level.
Non possiamo regalare 2 palle così uno dietro l'altro. Ok, siamo in difficoltà, bisogna che muoviamo la palla dall'altra parte, sperare che loro, che non è che sono così straordinari, Allora, sulla Koshileva, così ti spiego meglio ancora, chiudiamo la parallela, va bene? Triple, chiudiamo la parallela. Se c'è il buco fra il 2 e il 3 è lo stesso, il 6 è in mezzo al buco, ok? Però bimbe, basta a fare dei regali.
Well, this is really where he earns his money. Giovanni Caprara in trying to keep his team focused. Trying to make sure emotions, pressure don't get the better of them. And now trail in this must-win set. She level with the serve. Here she goes again, the game's leading scorer, potential final MVP. That's long from Stevanovic. The question is whether there was a touch along the way, and there was. Deflected off the VitrA player. That's what carried it so long beyond the baseline, so 13-13. We get across the midway point of this set now. A set that could be the last one in the final, and each and every point starts to seem so much more significant. Here comes Lucia Bassetti, leading scorer in the Game 3 win over Manila with 16 points, and 16 in Game 2 as well, and as well in the semi-final, so 16 in their last 3 appearances. Serve clip the top of the net. Oh, huge block from Rachel Adams. It's a go-ahead block. Got across quickly, really quickly. Fabrice knocks Adams to the floor, encourages a teammate to get to it. Fabrice helping it up. Quick attack this time from Stevanovic. Stopped again by Eczacibasi. The defense is superb from Boskovic this time. Who's going to win the point? Roller coaster rides. Samantha Fabrice finishes. Casalmaggiore level. You just get the feeling this fourth set is going down to the wire. Hugely important play for a team. Larson able to help it up over the net. That was an absolute mess from both teams, really. Both misjudged it, and Larson was lucky. She wasn't trying to get that over, she was trying to set her teammate. It ended up with a point. There have been a couple of fortunate ricochets for Eczacibasi in this set. That one for Larson that fell kindly for her, the one off the head for Koshi-Lever. The serve is long here. It's Casalmaggiore, tie level for the umpteenth time. 15-15. It's point for point as we approach the final stretch and perhaps the final set. Casalmaggiore need to be the better team over the last 10 points. And the serve is short. Eczacibasi victory 9 away from back-to-back goals. Fabrice, really good stop from Kazubasoglu. Fabrice again, got a touch off the blocker. She's really taken charge for her team, taken the scoring responsibility. VitrA produces one of her powerful serves. They've dealt well with most of them. Touch down the line is good. Really good adjustment from Bassetti. Lucia Bassetti, who'd only scored 1 point previously in this final after 16 in each of the last 3 games. Well, she comes up with a big play late on. Casalmaggiore lead. And then there's the block as well from Bassetti. Back-to-back big plays. 18-16 to the Italians. They've got themselves ahead. Timeout called by the Turks.
Wait, one ball good we have to say. Okay, the service now is strong. We save the high ball and after we play. But without fear, we go and we attack, okay? Hi, the guest.
Well, he would have been hoping his team could seal this in 4 sets. There's every chance now it could go to 5. And this is a really good adjustment from Casalmaggiore, because on the opening day of this competition they lost in straight sets to today's opponents. They've won 3 straight after that defeat, and they're hoping to make it 4, but they need to come from behind. Point for Eczacibasi. VitrA halves the deficit. Ties are on double figures now. Ties are also on serve. Bassetti again, too hot to handle for Tizer. Well, she's come in and scored 3 quick-fire points. And her introduction has coincided with Casalmaggiore taking the lead and now being ahead by 2. Bošković finds a way through. First to 25 in a set that Casalmaggiore have to win. They lead by only 1 as we approach the 20-point mark. Bassetti long, recovered this time by Larson. Player in the backcourt, stopping Koshileva. Fabrice down the line. The fault has been called. What's happened here? They look to play on. 19-18, the Casalmaggiore lead. The buzzer went in mid-play. And there's a challenge called. There's a few people around the court shaking heads and looking a little bit confused with what's just happened. There's a warning, by the looks of it, to Massimo Barbolini for his contribution to that. Stoppage has come at a crucial time towards the end of the 4th set. 19-18 it remains to the Italians. Eli Ozdemir, who turns 31 tomorrow, on serve. Wants to be celebrating her birthday with a gold medal. Might not happen though. Casalmaggiore lead by 2. Bassetti has come off the bench to provide a huge impact and perhaps change the course of this final. They're 5 points away from forcing the decider. What a serve that is from Fabrice. Bošković with a big blow to the chin of the European champions. Tijana Bošković has scored a couple of points in the last few minutes. Long from Bassetti, who has hardly put a foot wrong since coming in. That makes it 20-20, and now it gets even more edgy, even more nervy for the Italians. It's going to be a challenge here for sure. They're saying that the effort from Bassetti got touched along the way. It didn't. It's an easy goal for the officials. Coach Caprara calling it really in hope that it could keep his team ahead, maybe just to disrupt the offensive rhythm of Eczacibasi VitrA. Pivotal point at 20-20, it goes the way of the Italians, who nudge themselves back ahead. Bassetti again. Well, that was ever so close. There's some tight calls in this final. Bassetti serving. Larson unleashing. Roy setting. Guerra off the top of the block. Kept alive brilliantly by the libero, Eczacibasi. It's going to come right back at them. She'll look to set it this time to the far side. The block is there. The block is effective. Casalmaggiore up by 2 and just 3 points away from tying it at 2-2. Off the head of Neslihan Damir. They had a fortunate one off the head of Koshileva earlier in this set. Damir over the top of the block. Set for Fabrice. Kept alive. Larson. Block again. Larson trying to recover. Back-to-back blocks. They stretch the lead to 3. And it looks like we're heading to 5 sets. Larson this time denied on the near side of the court. It's been big time Bassetti since coming in. Can she continue her run? It's big time Bošković as well. Off the top of the block and behind. Eczacibasi VitrA reduced the 3-point deficit to 2. Casalmaggiore still needs just 2 points to make it 2-2 and to take it to a 1-15 decider in the biggest game in women's club volleyball. Bošković with a touch this time. Kept alive, Guerra across. What a point this is. Fabrice up, it's going to hang above the net, recovered. To the far side, Bošković blocked. It remains alive, Adams up into the air. Here goes Larson, too long, but it got a touch. Eczacibasi VitrA back within 1. That slightest of touches off the top of the block, a fingernail the difference between a few set points for Casalmaggiore to force a decider and a 1-point set again.
Allora, ricordatevi su Jordan Larson, il contrattacco che il 5 va lungo, il 6 deve andare a destra, dobbiamo pensare solo i blockout alti e i colpi alti lunghi, ok? Solo quello, va bene?
Senza paura a tirare, vai!
It's been a game of fine lines and fine margins, hotly contested between the two top clubs in women's world volleyball. Potentially, Eczacibasi VitrA within 3 points of making history as the first ever two-time champions. But Casalmaggiore still have a lead, and now they have a 2-point lead, and they have a couple of set points. If Eczacibasi VitrA are going to make history, it looks like they're going to have to do it in a 5th set. Casalmaggiore trying to write history of their own in their first appearance of the competition. Bošković. Set point, Fabrice fires, scores, we're going to 5. They have come from behind to keep their world title dreams alive. The Italians celebrate. It's going to be a first of 15 set to decide who has the title of world champion. Samantha Fabrice, the top scorer. At the end of 4, it's 2-2. That set, 25-22. The closest so far in a time of 29 minutes. It has been back and forth. The Italians behind after the first, back level at 1-1, behind again at 2-1, back level at 2-2. And the only way to split the world champions and the European champions is through 15 points. A first to 15 final set. Fabrice's 16th point of this final, forcing the decider. 2-2, we are in sets in the gold medal match in Manila. And there's a breakdown of the 4th set statistics. Casalmaggiore able to survive plenty of errors and get the better of their Turkish opponents. It is the final everyone hoped for in terms of the two titles. The defending champions, reigning world champions, Eczacibasi VitrA against the reigning European champions, Pomi Casalmaggiore, and it is living up to the billing. Tatiana Koshileva leading the way of all scorers in the game, now has 20. The number 15 full of focus at the start of the 5th, looking to add to that points haul. Pomi Casalmaggiore led by the 16 of Samantha Fabrice, I've also had 11 from the captain Tirozzi. There's 3 in double figures for Eczacibasi, VitrA, 14 for Boskovic, 10 for Tizer. The first big blow of the last set of this competition is dealt by the defending champions. Tizer with 11th point. With this being first to 15 rather than first to 25, each and every point holds that little bit more significance. The European champions land the blow right back to the world champions. 2 big hitters going toe-to-toe and trading blows. 1-1. Fabrice producing a serve of the highest quality. Boskovic, she is the highest quality. At just 19 years of age, she's already a superstar. Had a few problems on serve today. Can she correct that in the final set? No, she can't. There's a foot fault. So, after the point from open play, the fault on serve, 2-2. Offense. Defense read it well though. The defense for Casalmaggiore read that well too. The blockers in a position, but it deflected away and out of bounds. The point is Eczacibasi's hit. Tatiana Koshileva, absolutely the standout scorer in this final so far. It will take something special for somebody to surpass her, but Samantha Fabrice is special. And she's trying to keep her team close. And she gets them level, in fact, 3-3. Time the block is in. Look what it means, the 2 Americans celebrating together. There to deny the Russian. Casalmaggiore have come from behind in the 5th, the lead 4-3. The serve too long from Stevanovic, 4-4. These 2 inseparable over the first 4 sets and the first 8 points of the 5th set. That serve is in for Adams. The defense let it go. It's an ace for Rachel Adams. They're a third of the way there. Fabrice. Absolute firecracker from Fabrice. Deflected away off Boskovic and into the fans. 5-5 in the 5th. Boskovic looking to answer back off the top of the block. Helped up by Fabrice. The attack from Guerra on the far side. The block out of bounds. And Casalmaggiore leads. It's been a back and forth roller coaster ride of a final. It's a back and forth roller coaster ride of a final set. Larson, lightning bolt. 6-6, still they're inseparable. She's really come to the fore in the 4th and 5th sets. Fabrice, soft touch this time, recovered by Larson. Bošković, soft touch from her as well. Lloyd sets it, Guerra from the near side. She can't find a way through either. They're trying every route of attack. Fabrice again! Fabulous Fabrice in full flow in the final in Manila. Looking to win the world title for the European champions. Quick offense. Lloyd sets. Fabrice from the near side this time gets a touch and scores again. She is taking charge in the decider in what is the biggest set that these two sets of players will play. At a club level, it doesn't get any bigger. A change of ends midway through the deciding set. Casalmaggiore leading 8-6. 7 points away from writing history. Guerra helps it up. Then they look to attack. Just touched by Fabrice. Changed their mind halfway through. That's good for Bošković with a touch from the defense. Still just a 1-point set. We know that all of these players have world-class ability. Now it's all about who has nerves of steel. Through the blockers from Bassetti. The MVP in the Italian League a few seasons ago, looking to become a world champion and to win it for the Italians, who lead 9-7.
Un pochino più corta la battuta, sempre come hai fatto prima, però un pochino più corta, levate i piedi. Vive! Quando torneranno davanti P3, P2, lì passare la partita.
Long and long, okay?
Turkish teams have won this tournament 3 of the last 6 editions. Eczacibasi looking to add to that run and to become the first team to win it twice and to do it in back-to-back years. Casalmaggiore looking to become the first Italian world champions since 1992. Bošković has something to say about that. Wants to keep the Turkish run going. Diagonal cut to the net, right across court. An Istanbul incision from Bošković. Oh, Fabrice is flying in the final set of the final. She really is carrying her team in terms of scoring at the moment. Well, it's a cruel game, isn't it? She's been their superstar here in the 5th and throughout this tournament in terms of getting points on the board, but then she fires the serve into the net. And Eczacibasi VitrA stay breathing down the necks of the European champions. critical time from Rachel Adams. 10-10. 4 sets, even. 20 points in the 5th, even. Both teams 5 points away from becoming world champions in 2016.
Una che lì bisogna che mi tiri fuori alto, dai, ok? Bimbe, questo cambio palla e dopo vanno in rotazione con Ognjenovic davanti. Puro difesa, ok? Dai, via.
Pomi Casalmaggiore, the 7th team to represent Italy in the history of this competition, looking to become the first to win it since 1992. Eczacibasi, VitrA, Istanbul, celebrating their 50th anniversary this year, looking to become the first to win 2 and to retain their title for the 2nd year running as world champions. Bassetti. Recovered by Fabrice. The attempt from Koshileva. Both teams appealing for that point. It'll go the way of the Turks though. They take the lead with just 4 points needed. 11-10. And there is going to be a challenge. I said that both sets of players were appealing. Casalmaggiore thought it got a touch. It didn't. Ognjenovic was the closest to it, but the point stands as it was. His former team are ahead. Neslihan Demir, the Turkish sports personality of the year, with a power blaster of a serve. She was a star at just 19, leading the national team to silver at the 2003 European Championships. Top personal accolades for well over a decade now. Best scorer in a European Championship and a World Championship.
Se contrattaccano, sicuramente hanno solo l'attacco da prima linea. Per cui, se Adam sta davanti, saltare a sangue su Ognjenovic, ok? E 1 contro 1, nel senso che il centrale va subito sul posto 4. No, saltiamo su Ognjenovic, lasciamo stare Adam se sta davanti e andiamo contro il posto 4.
The Turkish captain, Demir, with a full power ace, sees Eczacibasi VitrA 2 points ahead and 3 points away. And Demir remains on serve. It's another absolute pile driver, but this time it's Casalmaggiore. So critically who get the point. They survived the big blow from Demir. Lloyd with that clever net play. That was such a huge point. A 3-point lead at this stage would have been a lot to come back from. Bassetti's serve. It's a clever flip from Ognjenovic, trying to repeat what Carly Lloyd had just done. To the far side, it's long, and there was no touch on it. Koshileva, the leading scorer in the final, making a rare error. They are going to challenge it. 12-12 as it stands in this 1st to 15 final set. It is going down to the wire. Which way will this point go? There was a touch. There was a touch. Koshileva, long, but the blocker got a touch, so the point is Eczacibasi VitrA's, and how big could that be? It's 13-11 now to the Turks. They're 2 points ahead, they're 2 points away. Casalmaggiore, the reigning European champions, have to dig deep. They surely have to score the next point. They keep it alive. They attack it. Fabrice stopped though in the backcourt. From the far side. They'll look to spike again. Guerra blocked. Kept alive again. Fabrice will hit it once more, this time delicate touch. Now it's the Turks' chance to attack. Up it goes from Lloyd. Guerra gets another try from this side. So tantalising this point in the final. And there is the finish. They're a point away. Jordan Larson gives them 3 gold medal points. Cool and composed in an atmosphere of pure pressure. They've had the goal for a year. They have one hand back on it. Can they take full grasp? Yes, they can! Eczacibasi VitrA rewrite the history books. The first ever team to be 2-time World Club